We all know there are too many beauty releases. Today I'm going to talk about a few new releases from Chanel, Victoria Beckham, Burberry, Sweed, Jones Road, and Chantecaille. I'm going to talk about specific products, overall collections, formula and finish, possible dupes for some of these, and help you try to whittle down what is actually worth buying and then how to use it once you have it. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I've reviewed a lot of new product lately because this year, compared to other years, there's been like really good spring, summer collections. I think it's because color and fun is actually coming back into the fashion market. It's not just beauty. And so there have been things that have been interesting to me. That doesn't mean that I'm always gonna buy every collection. I have not picked up the Guerlain collection because, to be honest with you guys, I feel like I have enough denim stuff, colors at this point. We'll see. If I can get it on sale somewhere, maybe I will. But I think there is a lot of good makeup out there. The question is it good makeup for you? The products might be excellent in quality and they might even be, quote, worth the price tag to one person and then not to another. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to break it down by each collection and say, hey, this is what this is for, this is who this is for, and here's a possible dupe if it's not for you, or if it is for you and the price point's just, you know, out of control. So let's talk about Chanel first. The Chanel Rouge Noir and the Chanel Denim collections, in my opinion, have been some of the best collections that Chanel has done in beauty in a very long time. The Rouge Noir was a very deep, sultry look, and I think beautiful, but not for everyone because not everybody likes that deep, dark, reddish purple. The denim collection that has just released and has sold out immediately, which I told you it would, hopefully will be restocked in limited quantities. And I've done 2 videos on it, and I'm not going to do another video with it today, but I would say 2 things. Of that entire collection, the thing that I would say you should pick up if you like the color story is the denim pencil, the twill, the blue twill. This I have on my eyes today with a completely different palette, and I'll get into that in a minute. This is an unusual shade. I did a huge swatching of all my blue pencils on my arm in the first Chanel video, denim video, and I don't have a color that's exactly like it. I have some grays that are more like it because it's this bluish gray color, but to be very frank with you, there isn't one shade that I have that is exactly the same. I cannot find one. However, I did go to CVS and Walgreens to look to see if I could find ones from like L'Oreal or NYX that looked similar, and Ulta. I didn't purchase them because they were sold out, but they had like the colors, and one actually had a tester. The L'Oreal in indigo and the NYX in blue trip looked similar. I'm not going to say they were exact, but they did look similar. And there are other pencils out there that there are similarities. The thing is though, I love this formula. Now, a lot of people don't, I've heard people say they don't like this formula because it dries out. I think it dries out for people because they don't really close it. This pencil, when you close it, there's not like, a lot of pencils have like a click or something. You have to make sure that this is super tight, like super, super tight. Also, I don't store these like this. I store them like this. It is harder for me to see the colors that way, and I get that because they're all on top of one another in a drawer. I've had ones for literally 10 years, and they're fine. Again, that's from my time working at Chanel and being a Chanel makeup artist. They always had me store them like this. It was my Chanel East Coast something manager who made me put them like this in the drawers. Now, that might just be annoying for you, and you might be like, well, Jen, then it's not worth it, and that's fine. But the formula in these, I think, is the best formula on the market. I think if you put these on your eyes, especially if you're older, these will not move. These will not smudge. They will not make your eyes tear up, and the colors are stunning. So of that entire collection, the denim collection, I would say that this is a very unique formula and finish and shade. The blue metal is also beautiful, but it's part of the collection. So you can get that later. For the eyeshadows, they're both beautiful, but there are other ones out there. If you have Rivage, that's similar to Coco Jean. It's not the same, but it's similar. Let's be honest, guys, we don't need every single shade of eyeshadow. Most of us wear the same shade like practically every day. Let's talk like we're actually like sitting down having tea, and we know each other, and you know that you've worn the same lipstick every day for a week, which is, I mean, that's normal. That's what we all do. So you don't need, it's like when you pack for a trip and like you realize that, you know, especially if you work from home, that you've basically worn the same sweatpants and sweatshirt, like you wash them obviously, but like interchangeably for, you know, a month, but you need to pack like 72 outfits, which you don't, but we all do it. So I understand the urge, but I'm trying to talk us all down from buying everything, because again, it's just February and we all have, you know, economies are tight. If you're looking for the eyeshadows, if you have Rivage, I'd say that, I mean, it's close enough to Coco Jean. Don't stress yourself. There's also the Viseart Petites, the 4s. There was one called Lapis. That has some denim blue and silver gray in it, which was gorgeous. And it's not $90, okay? And the formulas in there, the formulas in Viseart are absolutely phenomenal. I would not suggest that you go out and get a drugstore dupe for the eyeshadows. I think that the formula in these Chanels are really excellent, like really impressive, especially the ability to use them wet and get that metallic wet look. Like I really was very impressed with the Rouge Noir, with the denim. I would suggest like something like Viseart. Viseart has great quality and it's much, much cheaper. The packaging is, you're not gonna have the denim packaging and all, you're not gonna have the cute little, like you're not gonna have this, but the formulas in the Visearts are great. So that's what I would go to if you love the denim collection and you're like, you know, I'm not spending the money, which I get. The highlighter in here, the denim highlighter. I think this is a beautiful highlighter and I've really enjoyed this. And I think the highlighters that Chanel does are very impressive. If you have more mature skin and you've been looking for a highlighter, I think this is one to go for. If you're younger and you want a more sparkly, noticeable, I don't know what the word, like a more, you don't need this. It's beautiful and it's, you know, finely milled and it looks great, but you don't need it. Like this is the people that are really going to truly appreciate the ability for this to show a gorgeous luminosity on your skin without accentuating age or texture are going to be older. So if you're not either one of those things, like you don't need it. You don't need it. We don't need anything, but you get my gist. And then the last thing I'd say is the hand lotion. Yeah, the hand lotion's very cute. Do you really need the egg hand lotion? No, you don't. It's very cute, but I'm just saying. The mascara, I really like the color, the indigo blue color. I think it's really very nice. And it's not like a bright blue, but it's a deep enough blue where you get like you get the dramatic nature of a black, but you get the brightening nature of a blue. So I really think that one's a good shade. I will say the Allure formula is better in this one than it was previously. So they did improve it. It did not flake on me. I did like it. I still like the volume better. And I showed you the Blue Night, which is a much deeper, almost black blue. I like the volume, but if you really like the indigo, I get that. It's a beautiful shade. And yeah, the formula is definitely better. Still not my favorite, but I get it. For the Rouge Noir collection from Chanel, if you haven't picked it up by now, it's basically gone. I mean, you might be able to get a couple pieces here and there, but for the most part, it's gone. I think the best thing about that collection was also the eyeliner, which I thought was a great shade. It's more of a dark purple, not really a red. And then the lip products, the Rouge Noir lips products, if you like that deep, you know, lip, I think those were great. The overall highlighter palette, yes, it was pretty, but you know, I think there's other palettes and it's not, you know, it's not like it's gonna change your life. None of these things will, but I think really the highlight was the lip and then the liner on that, and possibly the mascara, which I did not get because like, I don't like that formula. All right, so Victoria Beckham. I want to talk a little bit about the drops. And I know this has been out for a little while, but I feel like we should go into more depth a little bit about foundation. The Augustinus Barter product that is in here, if you use this every day or almost every day, which I did for a little while, I've been trying new foundations, but I do tend to go to this. I do think it makes a difference in your skin. I do think the Augustinus Barter products are excellent quality, and I do see a difference when I use them. I think they are extremely expensive. I think that you can get medical grade quality products for a cheaper price. I don't think they'll ever be cheap. I think when you're dealing with quality ingredients, real quality ingredients, I think there is a cost. And if you're in the US, there's this whole tariff thing going on. I did a tariff video, but it's changed again. Yes, things are gonna be expensive. So it really does depend on how often you're using this and whether or not you need those skincare benefits. If you're the kind of person who uses this every day, yeah, you'll notice a difference. You will. You'll notice a difference. I do think it makes your skin look better. It makes it look a little bit plumper. It makes the lines look a little bit more faded. Your skin looks a little bit more even. Again, but you'd have to use it every day. Skincare is not generally, it's not like a day thing. I have this lovely pimple right here and I have a little, dot on it. I generally don't break out. I don't know what this is. I don't know. I'm like, okay, it could be from new products I used. I don't know. But the point is, it won't go away in a day. It's going to take a while. And it didn't come up in a day. I just didn't see it until it was under the skin. So nothing happens overnight, guys. You might see it overnight, but it's taken a while to get there. So if you're gonna use this, you're gonna have to use it all the time, just like skincare. But I would say that this product is one of the best products that has come out in a very long time. And I can't say that there's another ultra thin, luminous, excellent skincare product on the market that I use. I would say that there are alternatives. L'Oreal has something called a True Match Hyaluronic Tinted Serum, which I have heard very good things about. I have not used it, but I have heard very good things about it. The Chanel Touche, which I love, I think is excellent. This is a water fresh tint. I think this is a great product. I think there are, Make has a good product. I think there's other products out there that will give you a similar weightless serum-y feel on your skin, but I haven't encountered anything, and the Lisa Eldridge is one, but I haven't encountered anything that I like as much as this, but this is $110. Again, I feel like if you're older, if you're somebody who's going to use it all the time, if you're somebody who really likes that weightless feel and you just want a blurred finish, yeah, I think that's really exceptional. And I would buy that, frankly, over all the seasonal eyeshadows and liners. Because if your skin doesn't look healthy, the rest of the makeup tends to fail. Now, I don't mean healthy as in you don't have scars, you don't have acne, everyone has those things. I mean healthy, as in you're taking care of yourself. That means that you will have pimples and you will have scars and you will have lines and you will have texture, but it looks like healthy skin, like you're, drinking enough water and getting enough sleep, which none of us do. That really does help that. So in my mind, the skincare and the foundation or skin tint or whatever you call it is one of the most important things that you can put your money into. The other thing from Victoria Beckham is the eye wardrobe, and this is in Orchid. Now, I did not do a review of this because, to be honest with you guys, the formula is exactly the same as all of the formulas for the eye wardrobes, and I've done tons of eye wardrobe videos, and I've shown you the formula and I've talked about it. It's really good. This is the color story. It's a beautiful color story. It's not as purple as you think. It's more of a plum violet, and then it has this intense rose gold shade in here. This is beautiful. It's very pigmented. It's really an excellent quality formula. I've said before, the eye wardrobes, when she reintroduced these, she did a great job, but they are pigmented. They are meant for that cool girl, you're dramatic kind of look. These aren't for somebody who's wearing beige. Not that there's anything wrong with wearing beige. I wear a lot of beige. But that's the thing. It's just a different vibe entirely. Burberry. I have picked up the Burberry Collection and I haven't done a review on it. I have the whole new collection, but I have talked about the primer, which I think is excellent. I really like the primer. And I have done videos with the products on my face just to get an idea of what I think of it. And honestly, I think it's good. I don't think it's great. There is one product, however, in the collection that I do think is great. And that's the mascara, which shocked the heck out of me. It's Intense Black Burberry Beyond Volume Mascara, and I have it on today, and I really like it. It's really good. It's very wet, which I like. So if you don't like a wet formula, you won't like this. But It gets at every lash. It's a great volumizer. It doesn't get clunky. It doesn't like stick. You don't get lots of, you know, clumps. It's really nice. Like I really like this mascara. I think it's excellent. So this one I will be using up. Like I'll just start using this one for a while. This is really good if you like a volume mascara like I do. I think it's great. It's the best thing in this collection. The lipsticks I've been using, they're very nice. Again, I'll do a review, but I'm kind of like, same with the eyeshadow. The blush, however, I'm impressed by. This blush is actually quite good. And I gotta say, like, I really like this one. And this shade is a really good bronzy rose shade. It's called Earthy Rose. This one's really nice. And it's very smooth. It goes on like very pigmented. I have to say, like, if you're looking for more of a non-luminescent blush, this one's really, really nice. I still like the Gucci ones and the Saint Laurent's better because those have more of a luminescence to them. I have the denim highlighter on today, so I was like, I don't need luminescence on top of luminescence. So I used the Burberry, and it's really excellent formula. It's very pigmented, and this Earthy Rose color is great shade for, I think, practically anyone. It's very peachy. So I like the blush formula very much, and I think if you're looking for like more of a, it's like a satin matte. That's what this is. It's beautiful. So the blush is excellent and the mascara is excellent as a volume mascara. Everything else I would say is fine, and the primer I really, really like, but again, it's more of that gold leaning primer. So that's who that's for. Then if you get to the Sweed products, I did use this new liner and the formula is still the same, but I really like the shade. It's Dream Bigger. And I like the Sweed products in general. I would tell you, if you're gonna buy anything from Sweed, get the mascara. The mascara is phenomenally good. But this Dream Bigger shade is just, it's a really good shade. It reminds me of what the Spice liner was in the beginning. But anyway, it's a really good shade. And the formula is really good in here, and the price point is just so much better than Chanel or Dior. Tom Ford is still my favorite liner, but Tom Ford liners are very expensive. So if you're looking for something that's the same as like Chanel or Dior, the Sweed is the way I would go. What I have on my lips is the Mer Lip Treatment. This is not cheap. This is super expensive, ridiculously expensive. And yeah, it's really good. I would still say try to find these on sale because like $80, I mean, it's a lot. I get you. It really works. I don't know. I mean, it's like the Victoria Beckham Drops. Like, yes, it seems to be better than the other products. And then when it dries down, it loses its luminosity, but becomes like a stain almost, but like a moisturizing stain. It's really interesting. It's a unique formula that they've done, and there's like this, it also tastes good, which I know sounds odd, but like some of the products that I do like that seem to work always taste like Vaseline. This doesn't. It tastes like mint. They kind of make your lips look like puffy, but not puffy, but like, I'm looking for a word, guys. I'm sorry. I really like the formula. You know, I'm not a dermatologist. I can't tell you why specifically some products just sting and then hurt. This dries down, does lose its emollients after a while, but it doesn't draw the water out of your lips. It doesn't dry them down more. A lot of times when you use a lip balm, your lips actually become reliant on the lip balm, and then your lips get dried out more so than if you had used it. This doesn't seem to do that. Like, as you wear it, your lips don't feel worse later on in the day. So I think they've done a really good job with this product. Maybe that's why it costs $80, is maybe the ingredients are incredibly expensive, or maybe it's because it's La Mer and that's what they do. Last but not least, the Chantecaille Flamingo collection. I like that collection. I think it's really pretty, and I think that the Dusk and Dawn trios look excellent on the eye. I think they are more everyday friendly, and they can be used wet and can look actually quite dramatic. But they, you know, they have this very spring flamingo vibe. Like they're much more colorful, but in a subtle way. The lipsticks in that collection are very bright and very punchy and very pretty. And in direct opposite are the Chanel lip flashes, the Cocoa Flashes. The Cocoa Flashes in the Denim Collection are very watery and very subtle, and I think most people actually are not going to like them. I think for $53, there's not a lot of pigment or a lot of color there. The only one that I would say is worth it is the blue one, and that's just because it has a very distinct look. It, gives you this icy blue finish. The rest of them, I really like them because I am known for liking a ridiculously expensive balm that wears off in 5 seconds. But the colors are so unsaturated that I think most people will feel like they didn't get their money's worth. Chantecaille is the exact opposite of that. You're gonna feel like you got your money's worth with those, with those. They are pigmented and bright. And so I think that if you're looking for something for the summer and you're looking for something that has that glossy finish, yeah, I would go with it. And you want color, I would say go with the Chantecaille. If you're looking for an everyday, like cool toned look and something simple, I would say go with the Chantecaille eyeshadows. I would also say though, if you have the Natasha Denona Retro palette, there are shades in there. There's a mauve and there's a burgundy, there's sateen shades in there. That they look very much like the Dawn Trio. Like you could basically make the Dawn Trio with the Retro palette. And I'm sure there's others that can make the colors they're not so unique that they're hard to find. I would just say that the trio is easy to travel with, and using all 3 of those together will be simple. And again, you can wet them and make them look very dramatic. The Burberry is the same kind of color story-ish, but much more dramatic, like much more intense. The Jones Road eyeshadow sticks, don't want to forget those. They are great for somebody who's looking for, in my opinion, more of a one and done kind of look. They are very creamy, and once you put them on, you can use them as eyeliner, you can use them as an all over shadow. They're gonna be phenomenal for people who have like a trickier eyelid skin to deal with because they're so creamy, and you can just blend it out and you're done. They have great neutral shades. They have a wonderful formula. The price point is much more reasonable than a lot of these. And I think it's something that everyone should have in their collection, like 1 or 2 eyeshadow sticks that are like a cream and a taupe or brown or whatever. Because sometimes you just want a very quick, simple look to, I did a video about like what you could do in like 10 minutes to make yourself look polished. That's a way to do that. You have cream in the brow, you have taupe on the lid, and maybe you take a little bit, and you don't even have to do this part, but dark brown or a lighter brown along the lash line to just, brighten up the eye. And you can just curl your lashes. You don't even have to put mascara on. There's many reports that mascara is out these days, so it might be out. But the point is, like, you can do that very quickly and get a very polished look. So the Jones Road is, really for the folks that are looking for that kind of minimalistic or very quick to use, everyday look. The Chanel Denim and Rouge Noir, if you love the packaging in the denim and you love the collectible nature of, Chanel, and you love the formulas of Chanel, and you love the, let's face it, history and the vibe around Chanel, then buy the Chanel. Invest in it and say, I love it and enjoy it. But just recognize that you're paying the premium for the Chanel name for most of it. I think the eyeliners are actually priced really well. I think $35 is actually very reasonable for what you get. I think the formula is amazing. But again, you can get great eyeliners for less money than that. There are eyeliners out there on the market that are very good and half the price. The Victoria Beckham, that is the easiest to blend formula of any of these. This stuff blends like a charm because the formula is absolutely smooth and gorgeous. And it's like the cool girl palette. Like if you want to be, or a cool guy, if you want to be that person, yeah, that's the Victoria Beckham palette. Like it's a smoky eye, beautiful shades. I mean, it's stunning. And you could just put this shade all over the eye and be done with it. Like this is so beautiful. But be honest with yourself if you're actually gonna use it. Like, are you actually gonna do something dramatic? Because if you're not gonna do something dramatic, you're wasting these other shades. And it's not worth it for the price point. Although it is refillable, which I do like. The Chantecaille, if you have if you really want like the bright, punchy lipsticks, those are the ones to buy. And if you have very sensitive eyes and you have problems with like lots of formulas with pigments and dyes, the Chantecaille eyeshadows will be great for you. I don't think you'll have problems with those. Some of these other ones you could definitely have issues with the pigments that are in there. I think the Chantecaille is much more sensitive skin friendly overall. And I think it's a great everyday, the dawn or the dusk palette. The Victoria Beckham Drops, it is the thinnest veil of coverage available, and it's, yes, the skin benefits are good. They really are. The Burberry, like I said, it's that middle ground, but the problem with middle ground in this beauty market nowadays is that if you aren't like Chanel or Dior, and you're not like really inexpensive, or you're not niche, and you don't fit anywhere, and you need to have something that draws people to your brand. And Burberry, unfortunately, I think has fallen in this just middle ground where they kind of get lost. Their products are good. The primer is really good. The mascara, in my opinion, is great. And this new blush, I'm very, very impressed with, except it doesn't have luminescence to it, but not everybody wants that. So I think that there is a place for this. I feel like a lot of people just will pass it over because it doesn't have some distinguishing feature. But I think all of these products have their place, have their person. I just think you have to decide if you're that person and be honest with yourself on whether or not you're really going to use it, instead of it's, you know, hyped up and people are talking about it and it's selling out. Because I get that feeling, but if it sits in a drawer, it sits in a drawer. It doesn't matter, in my opinion, if you own it. I'd love to hear what collections you picked up and which ones you're loving, which ones that you maybe even, you know, decided to skip out on because you're just like, yeah, it's not for me. That is really interesting to hear from all of you. So thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I really do appreciate it. I hope to see you in another video really soon. Bye.